What is going on, everybody? Another episode of 4x4 Camping and Adventures, and in today's episode, as you can see, I've got the big 180 out. I'm going to take you through a bit of a first impressions video. This isn't a review because I've only had this on the car for, well, it was made in January 2020, so I've only had the car for a couple of months, but I want to take you through the whole thing and show you what this Supapeg 180 degrees awning is all about. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so in this part of the video I'm just going to talk about some of the features and the awesome stuff that the awning has to offer. So first things first, it is an Australian owned company, Supapeg, and they're based in Queensland. Adrian and the guys down there are absolutely awesome to deal with, and yeah, it really goes to show that these guys absolutely believe in their products because the quality of this awning is absolutely outstanding. So let's take you through some of the features and some of the small things that I've seen with the awning, and yeah, just some of the cool little stuff. And as I said, you'll probably see a little bit of B-roll and that kind of stuff going through the video about what I'm talking about, so it sort of gives you a better idea of pretty much how much quality and design is going into this awning. So first things first, small little things like this. So where the actual awning comes up to the main extrusion and that kind of stuff, it's all covered in a vinyl, so there's vinyl pretty much everywhere where there's going to be a joint or a pinch, and it's really going to show that over time it's not going to pinch the awning and it's not going to pinch that canvas and put holes in it and that kind of thing. So even up here there's another full vinyl section, which as I said, this is quite a high pinching area. If you're sort of going to pinch anywhere, it's probably going to be here because this is where the whole awning folds back in, but it's all covered, so even the canvas and that kind of stuff has been thought out, and the way that it all folds up and that kind of thing has all been thought out, so in case there's any pinching there's going to be no holes, which is absolutely fantastic. Obviously anodized aluminium poles, these are Australian made as well, so the whole unit is Australian made 100%, the whole thing. These have Supapeg's locking mechanism, which essentially is a patent held by Supapeg. A little bit different to all the others. I'm not actually sure how the whole deal works, but once they're locked, they're pretty much locked in there, so they don't actually become loose or anything like that over time, which is pretty awesome. They come with a 2-year warranty. It's a dyno-proof canvas, which is a 275 GSMs, ripstop, obviously, all that kind of stuff, but extremely heavy duty, extremely durable, and UV protected as well, so it has the UV protection on there as well. So yeah, it's going to stop obviously it fading in the sun, that kind of thing. So another awesome feature is these guys here, which is a pretty much a little, you can obviously set up as a fall. So when it's raining, you don't want the rain to sort of build up here and sort of push this canvas down and stretch it. So when it's raining, you pretty much put just a loop and a rope, and you can have a fall there so all the water comes off nice and naturally. So just small features like that, small little details. All the straps are a very, very high quality. So pretty much like a seatbelt strap, like that kind of quality. But even all the strapping and that kind of stuff is nice and high quality. Really high quality buckles, they're not going to break over time. And everything's all metal and not much plastic in most of the connections. The only areas that are plastic are all the replaceable pieces. So these areas and that kind of thing here and in here are plastic. Now, being an Australian made company and Australian owned company, they can actually service the awning and get you all the spare parts if you do decide to break something. So if it's a very extremely windy day and you put the awning out and something snaps or whatever along the way, you can get replacement parts for pretty much every single piece of the awning. So another awesome reason to go with an Australian build company is because they actually build the products and they can actually get the spare parts, which is another massive reason why you should get Australian made. Another reason why I went this awning. This awning, as it stands, is an $800 awning. Now that's pretty fairly priced, I think, in the market, especially with awnings coming out for pretty much every brand. For a full Australian made awning with this kind of quality for $800 is absolutely fantastic, considering you're spending $300–400 on a really high quality 2.5 by 2.5 meter awning. You can spend a little bit more money and get a 180 degrees, heaps of shade. Like, you look how much shade you get from this thing, and this hasn't even been set up properly. Like, I'm not even in the best position for sun shading at the moment, but the amount of shade you get is absolutely awesome. So this is, as I said, these are probably some of the reasons why I went with this awning and some of the reasons that I stuck with Supapeg as a brand. All their pegs are really high quality, and that sort of got me onto looking at the brand and what else they make. And yeah, we sort of went to, as I said, get to a 180 degrees awning. Now the reason I didn't get a 270 degrees awning, a lot of people ask me why I didn't get a wraparound awning, is one simple reason, is my solar panel. So my solar panel is on the tub of the car, and if I got a 270 degrees awning, that actual awning would go around and cover the back of the car. Now that'd be great because it would give a bit of shade, but the only downside with that, my awning would then be covering over my solar panel, and that would not be actually producing any power and that kind of thing. So my 12 volt setup in the back relies obviously on the solar panel to charge up that 80 amp hour battery in the back, And when I'm parked up, obviously it heavily relies, because the fridge is always plugged into the car, as you know, like 24/7. So I rely heavily on that 250 watt solar panel. So if I got a 270, it would cover that, and pretty much as soon as I park up, I'm not going to be getting any kind of power from my solar panel, which is an absolutely massive waste. And I still think a 180 degrees awning is absolutely massive. So as I said, if you get the full walls and that kind of thing, these are all zips and that kind of, you know, you got zips on here, so you can add walls and extensions and that kind of thing. You get about 30 or something square meters of space with one single awning. So I don't think you need any more space than that, but that's just me. But yeah, that's just one of the reasons I went with the 180, is that whole back situation is I was going to cover it. Setting up's nice and easy. Takes about 5 to 7 minutes I've found. I'm still a bit of an amateur setting this up, because I've only used it probably about 4 or 5 times. But yeah, getting a little bit quicker each time. Packing it up is probably as easy, about 5 to 7 minutes. But once you get to your camp and you're setting it up, yeah, you're going to have shade in probably about 7 minutes. Same with the beach. I use all their big beach pegs and that kind of thing. So that's another way you can get this thing really hunkered down. Is use those big sand pegs that I put in another video that I've done for Supapeg back probably 2 months ago now. But yeah, really simple to set up, and it's, yeah, once you sort of get your head around setting up a 180 over like a 2.5 by 2.5, they're actually quite easy to set up. But pretty much that's all I can say so far. I mean, I've only used it a couple of times. I haven't used it in the winter, so I'm really keen on seeing how it develops in the winter and how the canvas handles the rain and that kind of stuff. But from what I've seen so far, it's going to have no dramas at all, because it's really high quality gear. But yeah, that's pretty much what I can say so far. As I said, first impressions, extremely high quality, very well built, and has awesome features. So yeah, I'm pretty keen to get out there camping once this isolation pisses off, and we can yeah, go camping again, and I can use this thing on the beach and out in the tracks, and just give it a real good go, and put it through its paces. So that's been another episode of 4x4 Camping and Adventures. As always, please like and subscribe. And if I don't see you in the next video, I might see you out in the tracks and trails. If I don't see you out in the tracks and trails, I shall see you later. Bye.